7 dangerous fruits seniors should never eat. Did you know that just one type of fruit can make the heart medication you are taking ineffective? Or that there are some sweet fruits that can cause confusion, dizziness, and increase the risk of falls and bone fractures in people over 60? It sounds hard to believe, but this is happening to thousands of elderly people every day simply because they don't know the truth behind those seemingly harmless fruits. In today's video, I will share 7 types of fruits that people over 60 should absolutely avoid, and more importantly, delicious, safe alternatives that still keep you healthy every day. Stay tuned until the end. Number 7 on the list might surprise you a lot, because it could be sitting right in your refrigerator. Right now, please hit like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any health tips, especially for people over 60. 1. Watermelon, the fluid balance disruptor. Can you believe that a fruit that seems harmless, even considered the summer savior, can cause shortness of breath, swollen legs, and even irregular heartbeats in people over 65? Are you eating it every day without knowing that it may be silently harming your heart and kidneys? Watermelon is often considered the perfect summer snack, hydrating, refreshing, and naturally sweet. But for elderly people, this fruit can cause surprising problems, especially for those with heart disease, kidney issues, or diabetes. Although watermelon contains over 90% water, its high natural sugar content and potential to disrupt fluid balance make it a risky choice for older adults. One of the biggest concerns is its high glycemic index. Despite being mostly water, watermelon can raise blood sugar levels as quickly as soda. According to the American Diabetes Association, 2 cups of watermelon can affect blood sugar as much as a can of soda, making it a risky choice for elderly people with diabetes or insulin resistance. Betty, a 78-year-old woman from Arizona, thought she was making a healthy choice by eating watermelon daily to stay hydrated during summer. But within a few days, she began experiencing unusual leg swelling and shortness of breath. She was hospitalized where doctors discovered her body was retaining too much fluid, making it harder for her heart to function properly. What she didn't know was that the high water and potassium content in watermelon can disrupt the body's fluid balance, especially for those on diuretics or heart medications. For elderly people with kidney disease, watermelon poses another danger. Its high potassium level can strain aging kidneys, leading to irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, and even heart failure in severe cases. Since 40% of adults over 65 have reduced kidney function, consuming too many potassium-rich foods like watermelon can silently jeopardize their health. So what is a safer way to stay hydrated and refreshed? Instead of watermelon, try cucumber slices soaked in water for a natural hydration option that doesn't spike blood sugar levels. Frozen berries are also a great choice. They offer sweetness while helping regulate blood sugar more effectively. If you absolutely love watermelon, here are safety guidelines to follow. Limit yourself to no more than half a cup at a time. Always eat it with a protein source such as nuts or cheese to slow sugar absorption. 2. Starfruit, the silent killer of elderly kidneys. Starfruit is often known as a refreshing tropical fruit, low in calories and rich in vitamin C. However, few know that starfruit contains a toxic compound that can cause serious health consequences for elderly people, especially those with impaired kidney function. The main risk lies in caramboxin, a naturally occurring neurotoxin found in starfruit. For people with healthy kidneys, caramboxin is filtered and eliminated from the body without causing harm. However, in people with poor kidney function, this toxin cannot be effectively removed and accumulates in the blood. When caramboxin levels in the blood rise, it can cause severe symptoms such as confusion, dizziness, insomnia, seizures, and even coma and death. What's concerning is that many elderly people are unaware that they have kidney problems. According to statistics from the National Kidney Foundation USA, 1 in 3 elderly Americans has reduced kidney function without knowing it. And this number is even higher among those over 60 due to age-related decline in glomerular filtration rate, A study published in the Clinical Toxicology Journal also showed that consuming about 100 grams of star fruit, equivalent to one small fruit, can cause severe neurotoxicity in patients with chronic kidney disease. This indicates that even a small amount of star fruit can become dangerous if the body cannot effectively eliminate the toxin. In addition, many early symptoms of kidney damage, such as chronic fatigue, ankle swelling, or changes in urination, are often ignored by elderly people who think these are just normal signs of aging. This negligence increases the risk of severe complications when exposed to toxin-containing foods like star fruit. Due to these potential risks, experts recommend that elderly people, especially those who have never had kidney function tests or have underlying health conditions, avoid consuming star fruit in any form, including smoothies, juices, or salads. Instead, choose safer fruits that are kidney-friendly, such as Asian pears, which are crisp and naturally sweet, or dragon fruit, which contains antioxidants without the risk of neurotoxin accumulation. 3. The sweet blood sugar trap. If watermelon is the fluid balance disruptor, silently causing leg swelling and potassium loss, and star fruit is the sour fruit that can cause kidney failure after just a few days of improper consumption, then grapes represent another more subtle danger. Sweet on the outside but prone to causing blood sugar spikes and throat blockages. Grapes are often mistaken as a healthy snack by many elderly people, but in reality, they can lead to dangerous consequences if not used properly. Grapes are typically seen as a quick, healthy snack, easy to eat, sweet, and refreshing. But for elderly people, they can be surprisingly dangerous, especially for those managing diabetes or prediabetes, conditions that affect nearly 50% of Americans over 65. The problem is that grapes contain a lot of natural sugar. Just 1 cup of grape juice contains as much sugar as 4 sugar cubes. Because they have a high glycemic index, they can cause rapid blood sugar spikes leading to fatigue, dizziness, and long-term complications such as nerve damage and vision problems. But sugar isn't the only danger. Grapes also pose a serious choking risk for elderly individuals. As we age, our swallowing reflex slows down, increasing the chance of choking. Because grapes have a smooth, slick surface, they can easily get stuck in the throat, especially when eaten whole. The National Safety Council reports a 30% increase in grape-related choking incidents among seniors over the past 5 years. So what are safer alternatives? If you like fruit snacks, try fresh berries like blueberries or raspberries. They contain less sugar and are packed with antioxidants that support brain health. Another great option is cantaloupe slices, which offer similar sweetness but are easier to portion control. If you insist on eating grapes, here's a simple rule. Always cut them into quarters to reduce choking risk and limit yourself to no more than 6 pieces at a time. Pairing them with a protein source like cheese can also help slow sugar absorption and prevent blood sugar spikes. Have you ever eaten grapes and felt bloated, had indigestion, or noticed your blood sugar rising unusually? If you've had any unwanted experiences eating grapes, whether digestive issues, blood sugar spikes, or simply feeling tired after meals, please share your experience in the comments below. What you share may help others realize something they hadn't thought about before. 4. Orange, the hidden culprit, causing acid reflux and drug interference. Oranges contain a lot of vitamin C and antioxidants, making them seem like the perfect immune-boosting fruit. But for elderly people, oranges come with unwanted risks, especially for those dealing with acid reflux, medication interactions, and sensitive teeth. One of the biggest issues with oranges is their high acidity. As we age, the lower esophageal sphincter, the muscle group that keeps stomach acid from flowing back into the esophagus, weakens with age, leading to heartburn and acid reflux. In fact, over 60% of adults over 60 suffer from frequent acid reflux, and citrus fruits are among the most common triggers for symptom flare-ups. Many elderly people have the habit of starting their day with a glass of orange juice, hoping to boost their immune system. However, this habit can be harmful if done on an empty stomach, Oranges, with their strong acidity, can stimulate increased stomach acid secretion, causing nighttime heartburn symptoms that lead to insomnia, fatigue, and even sore throat due to prolonged acid reflux. But acid reflux isn't the only risk. Oranges can also interact with more than 50 commonly used medications in elderly people, including blood pressure drugs, cholesterol-lowering statins, and antidepressants. According to Mayo Clinic, consuming oranges or orange juice within 2 hours after taking medication can cause improper absorption, leading to reduced treatment, effectiveness, or unwanted side effects. Additionally, citric acid in oranges can damage tooth enamel, which naturally thins and weakens with age. Frequent exposure to acidic environments makes teeth more sensitive, worn down, and increases the risk of cavities, especially since elderly people often produce less saliva, which reduces the mouth's ability to neutralize acid. So what are safer alternatives? You don't necessarily need to eat oranges to get enough vitamin C daily. In fact, red bell peppers contain more vitamin C than oranges, but are not acidic, making them suitable for those with reflux or on medication. Another highly nutritious option is kiwi, which supports immunity while being gentler on the stomach. If you still want to enjoy oranges, remember these 3 safety tips. Do not eat oranges on an empty stomach. Dilute orange juice with water at a ratio of 1:1 to reduce acidity. Now let's move on to the 5th fruit, often called a superfood, but if not used properly, it can quietly cause weight gain, interfere with medications, and even cause allergies in the elderly. That fruit is avocado. 5. Avocado, the unfriendly friend to blood thinners and cardiovascular medications. Now let's move on to the 5th fruit, often called a superfood, but if not used properly, it can quietly cause weight gain, interfere with medications, and even cause allergies in the elderly. That fruit is avocado. Avocado has long been praised as a healthy choice, rich in heart-healthy fats and containing many vitamins and minerals. But for people over 60, too much of a good thing can become a burden on health. A medium avocado contains about 240 calories, equivalent to an entire meal. Meanwhile, after age 60, our metabolism starts to slow down, and calorie needs decrease. Therefore, eating avocado too often or without controlling portions can lead to unwanted weight gain. Mrs. Helen, 72 years old, a housewife living in California, starts her day with toast topped with half an avocado, believing it is a clean eating choice for heart health. But after just 3 months, she gained nearly 6 kilograms. Her knee joints began to ache, and standing up or sitting down became difficult. I thought I was eating healthy, but I didn't expect avocado to contain so many calories, she said after a regular checkup. However, weight gain is not the only issue. Avocado contains a lot of vitamin K, which can affect the effectiveness of blood thinners like warfarin, thereby increasing the risk of blood clots forming. Additionally, some blood pressure medications and antidepressants may also be affected if taken together with avocado recently. Another less mentioned risk is avocado allergy, especially in elderly people sensitive to latex rubber. Studies show about 6% of people over 65 have cross-reactions to proteins in avocado, leading to itching, abdominal pain, or even difficulty breathing, even though they previously ate avocado without any problems. So how can you eat avocado more safely? First, limit your daily portion to no more than 1/4 of an avocado. Second, always eat it with other foods to avoid absorbing too much fat at once. Thirdly, avoid eating avocado close to medication times, especially blood-thinning drugs. And finally, if you notice any abnormal symptoms after eating avocado, from digestive to respiratory issues, you should stop using it and consult your doctor. If you love the mild, creamy taste and smooth texture of avocado but want to avoid risks, consider switching to safer options like extra virgin olive oil or nuts, such as walnuts and almonds in small portions during the day. 6. Papaya, the silent disruptor of potassium and blood pressure. For many years, Papaya has been praised as a golden fruit for digestion, thanks to the enzyme papain that helps break down proteins and soothe the stomach. But is this still true once we reach age 60 and beyond? In fact, increasing research and feedback from older patients show that papaya may no longer be a safe choice for gut health and medication management in elderly people. First, papaya can interact with many common medications, especially blood thinners, diabetes drugs, and even antibiotics. Papain in papaya can enhance the effect of blood thinners, making the body prone to unexplained bleeding or bruising. It also affects how the body absorbs insulin, leading to difficult-to-control blood sugar fluctuations, a major concern for those undergoing diabetes or prediabetes treatment. Second, papaya contains proteins similar to latex, the component causing allergies in about 35% of elderly people sensitive to rubber latex. Reactions can be subtle: itching, chest tightness, abdominal pain, rash, or severe, such as difficulty breathing and anaphylaxis. Notably, even if you previously ate papaya without issues, your body's sensitivity can change with age. Third, papain isn't always friendly to the aging stomach. In people with sensitive stomachs, acid reflux, or ulcers, papain can irritate the intestinal lining, causing bloating, heartburn, or cramping pain. Therefore, papaya is not an absolutely safe choice for all elderly people, especially those who take medications daily or have digestive problems. So what should be used as alternatives? Instead of papaya, you can choose digestive-supporting foods that don't affect medications or immunity, such as unsweetened yogurt containing probiotics to balance gut flora, fermented vegetables like kimchi or lightly salted pickled cabbage, providing natural enzymes and aiding digestion. Ginger tea, which is gentle on the stomach, reduces bloating and nausea without drug interactions. 7. Banana, the hidden ache behind the gentle sweetness. Did you know? A fruit that seems harmless and is eaten by millions of elderly people every morning could actually be a hidden danger to the heart. Bananas, a symbol of health and energy, hide a little-known fact. When eaten in excess, especially after age 60, bananas can cause arrhythmia, fatigue, and even sudden cardiac arrest. The reason is that bananas contain very high potassium levels. Each average banana can provide from 400 to 500 milligrams of potassium. Meanwhile, after age 60, kidney function begins to decline silently, making potassium elimination less efficient. For those taking blood pressure medications, diuretics, or having mild kidney disease without knowing it, eating bananas daily may cause potassium buildup in the blood, leading to a condition called hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia is one of the leading causes of arrhythmia, unusual fatigue, muscle weakness, and can even cause cardiac arrest if not detected early enough. The problem is that symptoms are often vague and easily overlooked or mistaken for normal signs of aging. Moreover, bananas also contain high natural sugar and have a medium to high glycemic index, especially when very ripe. For elderly people at risk of or living with prediabetes, eating bananas on an empty stomach in the morning can cause sudden blood sugar spikes, resulting in fatigue and loss of energy a few hours later. Some might even feel palpitations or mild sweating after eating them, without realizing the common banana is the cause. There have even been cases where people felt dizzy after a healthy breakfast of oatmeal and banana without understanding why. The issue isn't with the banana itself, but with the belief that it's completely safe in all cases and ages. The truth is, not everyone should eat bananas daily. While beneficial for younger people, for older adults, especially those with kidney or heart problems or who take medication, affecting electrolyte balance daily, banana consumption can pose a silent threat. Therefore, it's important to understand your body before maintaining this seemingly harmless habit. For elderly people who still want to eat bananas, keep these tips in mind. Eat small amounts. Don't eat on an empty stomach. Avoid combining with other potassium-rich foods. And especially consult your doctor if you're on blood pressure or diuretic medications. Sometimes a small daily action carries big consequences if done without knowledge and caution. Key point: why elderly people need to be more careful with fruits. We have just gone through 7 fruits that seem harmless, but can actually be silent enemies to the heart, legs, and kidneys of older adults. You may be wondering, fruits are supposed to be healthy foods, so why all the worry? The truth is, not all fruits are created equally. And as we age, our bodies change too. Metabolism slows down, digestion weakens, and organs like the kidneys, liver, and heart have to work harder to process what we eat each day. Weak kidneys make it harder to filter out excess potassium from bananas, watermelon, or avocado, increasing the risk of arrhythmia, cramps, and swollen legs. Blood sugar also becomes more sensitive, especially in those at risk for prediabetes or insulin resistance. This makes grapes, watermelon, or mangoes sweet yet dangerous fruits. The stomach produces less acid, making it harder to digest acidic fruits like oranges or papaya. The result is more acid reflux, bloating, and discomfort. Medications and fruits can also conflict. Oranges and papayas can alter the effects of blood pressure or blood-thinning drugs, leading to serious complications. The myth of healthy eating. Why not? Everything natural is safe. Many elderly people believe that as long as a food is natural, it must be healthy. But the truth is, not everything natural is safe for everyone. A food can be whole and unprocessed, but that doesn't mean it is suitable for every stage of life, especially when you reach your 60s or 70s and beyond. For example, honey is natural, but essentially sugar. It can raise blood sugar levels just like processed sweets and candies. Nuts such as cashews, almonds, and walnuts are natural foods but contain high calories and fats. Eating too much can cause weight gain, bloating, and indigestion. Salt is a natural mineral, but excessive use increases blood pressure, affects the heart, and puts pressure on the kidneys. Smart fruit choices. What you should eat instead. Instead of worrying about which fruits to avoid, focus on options better suited for elderly people. The best fruits are those low in sugar to help control blood sugar, gentle on the digestive system to prevent reflux and bloating, and safe for heart and kidneys, meaning low potassium and low acid. Some reliable choices include berries such as strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, rich in antioxidants, low in sugar, and great for brain health. Apples, high in fiber, low in sugar, support digestion. Just chew well or slice for easier eating. Pears, similar to apples but softer, easier to chew and digest. Kiwi, rich in vitamin C but less acidic than oranges, suitable for sensitive stomachs. Melons like cantaloupe and honeydew, lower in sugar than watermelon, still hydrating and easy to eat. As we age, metabolism slows down, organs have to work harder, and foods once considered gentle and harmless can now cause unwanted consequences. But the good news is, there are always safe and delicious alternatives. Whether it's swapping oranges for bell peppers to boost vitamin C, choosing cucumbers instead of watermelon to stay hydrated, or opting for berries instead of grapes to manage blood sugar. These small changes can make a big difference in how you feel every day. Your health is far too precious to be risked by unnecessary dangers. By making more informed choices and listening more closely to your body, you can continue enjoying your favorite foods while protecting your well-being. If you notice your body reacts differently to some fruits as you grow older, please share your experience in the comments section. Your understanding may help many others in the community.